up, everybody? Welcome back to the SoCal Dram Tram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today, before we get into this fancy fun bottle, we just want to say if you're new here, hey, we appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And if you're a return viewer, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. Nonetheless, everybody hit that like button and don't forget to click that little bell. That way you know when we drop a brand new video. Caesar, what are we getting into today?
What are we getting into the Weller from your bar?
That's right. We can finally say it. Hashtag Weller Wednesdays, because today we got Weller Antique 107. Let's get it. So, Weller Antique 107. Let's go ahead and get into this bottle. In 1849, W.L. Weller began his career as a wholesale whiskey dealer and distiller, carrying on the legacy started by his paternal grandfather and his maternal great-grandfather. Weller first started W.L. Weller and Brothers with his younger sibling Charles before changing the name to W.L. Weller and Sons. Weller continued to grow his whiskey business over the years, gaining interest in his products and processes, and becoming a prominent whiskey brand. In 1893, Julian P. Pappy Van Winkle Sr. was hired on to W.L. Weller and Sons as a whiskey salesman. After W.L. Weller's passing in 1899, Pappy and his co-worker Alex Farnsley purchased the company in 1908. George Weller, William's oldest son, remained president of the company until the beginning of Prohibition, when Pappy and Farnsley decided to merge with Arthur Stitzel of A.P.H. Stitzel Distillery to create Stitzel Weller Distillery, which opened on Derby Day in 1935. That's kind of cool. Stitzel Weller quickly became known for its wheated bourbon recipe using wheat instead of rye in the mash for a softer, smoother taste. The legacy of William LaRue Weller continues to be honored today in award-winning wheated bourbons such as the namesake William LaRue Weller, good luck finding it, Weller 12-year-old, Weller Special Reserve, and Weller Antique 107, which is what we've got here today. In addition to all of that marketing speak that I just spouted out to you, you can check out our Buffalo Trace review right up here, where we kind of go into just the history of the Buffalo Trace distillery a little bit and kind of mention the other brands, of one of which is this guy. So this is from Buffalo Trace, and this is just the Antique 107. So this is 107 proof, and it is a wheated bourbon, like we mentioned, and usually retails for about 50 to 60 bucks. Again, good luck finding it at that price. Dude. You'd be hard pressed to find this particular bottling under 200 bucks. Usually, if you see it, it's on the high shelf behind the cabinet at a liquor store, and they're asking for some obscene amount of money for it. Because, for lack of a better word, everybody think that this is basically Diet Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. Yep.
And again, if I'm not mistaken, you have not had this, correct?
Never.
So this is Caesar's first go. This is the first bottle that I've opened. I've had a couple sips of it. I'm going to let you know a few spoilers right up front. I like it. It's $300 bottle? You're just going to have to tune in and find out. Let's get into it. What are you expecting as we
I'm expecting a lot because, as you know, I've been dying to have a Pappy. And actually, I was the one that told him about a Pappy. He didn't even know what a Pappy was.
No, I knew what a Pappy was. You told me about Old Rip.
Van Winkle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and I thought that wasn't Pappy. Because I was like, that's not even Pappy. You're like, yeah, it is. And I looked into it. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay. Because I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, dude, I really want to try this. I really want to try this. And then I hear that this is like the poor man's Pappy. So I was like, hey, has my name on it. So I want to try it. My name being poor and wanting the Pappy.
Diet Van Winkle. No, again, a lot of people go in search of the 107 in particular, and they also go in search of the 12-year-old in particular, because the rumor has it, if you mix the 12 and the 107, you can get basically a reminiscent of like a Pappy 12 or 15. I forget. It's something that I want to try because that just sounds like it'd be a fun blending project. But at the same time, we ain't got no Pappy 12 or 15 to compare it to, and I ain't about to spend $1,500 on a 12-year-old bourbon that's probably just going to be fine.
McAllen, Carlos, I'm looking at you, buddy. I want to try that.
Yeah, good luck. Carlos is like, I ain't seen you folks in a year. We miss you. So, again, just getting into it right on the nose. It's a wheated bourbon, which I think might be our first review of a wheated bourbon. Might be. I'd have to deep dive our channel to figure out. We're coming up on 100 reviews.
I know.
That's insane. That's 2 years of doing this. 100 reviews. That's crazy.
It's a lot of alcohol.
Any recommendations? Put them down in the comments. What do you want to see us review for our 100th review? That'd be kind of fun. That's right. That's what we call the question of the day, folks. So what are you getting on the nose? Goes into Twilight.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll bust out the X-Files whistle in a minute.
The alcohol note kind of stands out more than anything else.
It's 107 proof.
Yeah. I'm trying to fight for it, but even at the 107 proof, like, I could still take a big rip of it.
It's not offensive.
Yeah.
But it is a little ethanol-y. A little sour note. Kind of like sour grapes. The way sour grapes taste, I'm getting that note.
That's not bad at all. Damn. It's actually pretty good. I get some like well, it's definitely very oily. I get some almost black cherry, but what I like most about it, I can honestly say, is the finish. The finish is like a tingling, sweet cinnamon sensation. And I like that. Tingling, sweet cinnamon sensation. As it goes down, it's like, all right, it's going away. And then tingle, sweetness. It's going away. Oh, but here's a little more sweetness. It's going away. Don't forget, there's some more sweetness here. So it's a long finish, and it rides down smooth. Like I always say about the airplane landing, coming in for the landing. It's like, woo, come on, right in.
But is it nighttime railroad smooth?
Nighttime railroad smooth.
Yeah, that's from way back machine. That was our third review. That was
we tried that?
No, that was 1792 small batch, and you were like, this reminds me of a nighttime railroad. You can check that one out up here. For
I remember that. I actually like that one.
The set looks different. We look different.
No, but yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot so far. So like, if you could find this at $50, oh my god, dude, like that is woo.
I think if you can get this at 50 or 60, it's a good buy.
That's a golden Easter egg.
I'd still like to see it maybe a little bit lower in price, but 107 proof, highly sought after bourbon. I could give you 50 for this.
That is good.
At 300 though.
Yeah, no, hell
300, no. Not a chance.
Hell no.
Nah, you know how many bottles of whiskey I can get for $300 that are really good,
dude,
and some of which are better than this.
I would buy 12 Evan Williams before buying this at 300. 12 handles of Evan Williams.
I was going to say you have to specify 12 handles.
12 handles.
That's a lot of whiskey,
12
folks.
handles of Evan Williams.
I mean, you could buy like a really good whiskey and still like 7 handles of Evan Williams.
That's true.
Just mainlining, bottled and bond.
Exactly.
Stream.
So good.
I'm with you. Like it's got a cinnamon taste, like for sure, like super cinnamony in the aftertaste. Like I haven't taken a sip in about 2.5 minutes just to kind of see how long the finish would go, and the finish kind of tapered off after about 2 minutes, and so it's got a decent leg on it.
That's a good time, yeah.
But I will say that kind of sour note from the wheat, like the wheated portion of the mash bill, it's intriguing. I don't know if it's necessarily for me 100% of the time, but it's still good, like for sure. And again, at $50 retail, I would have zero problems replacing this. But kind of like we said in the Buffalo Trace video, where we can find Buffalo Trace out here, but we can't always find Weller out here. Like some folks are like, oh, Weller, we see that all the time. Like, yeah, but we don't get Buffalo Trace. It's like, can we just like somehow split the difference here? Like, who's in charge of the shipping, Buffalo Trace? I got some ideas.
I'm good at tracing buffaloes.
Exactly,
so
right?
Come on now.
I got my tomahawk. But my tomahawk's just a piece of meat.
A steak?
Exactly.
This would be a buffalo.
Exactly. Like a sour cherry, like for sure a sour cherry note because of
Yeah,
that weeded
I was like,
aspect.
I got a black cherry now.
Weird note though. I'm getting a little licorice out of this. Like not like black licorice where it's like that medicinal, like absinthe note, but like just red vines licorice. Like movie theater, red vines, sitting in a movie theater, just eating a bucket of red vines. I'm like the only kid that does that because I can't have popcorn, but it's good.
Hey, red vines are cool. Like I'll get one end, I'll bite the other end, and I'll just breathe through it like a straw for a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna put some water on this guy. 107 proof. I'm expecting this thing to hold the water with relative ease, I would hope.
Damn, there's a problem. It was so good, I finished it.
You can pour some more.
Okay.
Legit, I thought you were gonna cut away because I thought there was a camera problem. So then I looked over at your glass and I'm like, oh no, he just drank all his whiskey.
That is good. That is good stuff.
To be fair, folks, he has been waiting to drink this for a while.
Yeah.
This is one of two Weller Antique 107s I have on the bar. One of them's a barrel pick from a restaurant that I was fortunate enough to get from my sister-in-law. Thank you. But we've had that bottle for going on a year.
Time. And
I think.
And every time, almost every time I come over, I'm like, hey, is that Weller open? Hey, did you open the Weller yet?
Nope.
Oh, hey, where's the Weller? Still down there, closed.
It's still in the back of the cabinet sealed. And that one's got a screw top, so that was an older bottling, so I'm excited to try that one. But this one, I picked it up a few months back, I think, and I opened it up finally back in May. A couple buddies and I got together to watch wrestling because it was the first time we got to hang out for over a year, so that was fun. And so I brought something a little special, and me and my best friend were like, this is really good. And it's still really good. I still really like it. So have you had it with the water yet?
Yeah, I can honestly say I like it better without water.
Okay.
It ends like the front and middle is still good, but the finish, it ends like a Sharpie. It's like, here's a Sharpie. Oh no, I don't want it to end like that. It's like, it was so good, and it's just like, here's a Sharpie. It's like, damn it. It's a little bit of pepper mixed with a little bit of alcohol. It's what the finish kind of like ends like, for me at least. But
sour orange, like an orange that's gone bad.
Or like the vitamin C's.
like Tang, orange Tang. Yeah. Like that's the finish now. I'm not getting like the Sharpie note. Funny enough, with the water, it toned down the nose for me where it was a little ethanol-y.
Yeah.
Like it toned that down. I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to this. But like with the water, the finish is like a sour Tang orange juice element to it. Like Sunny D. Sunny D is the note that I'm getting out of this. Processed orange juice for sure. Yeah, definitely without the water. I would drink this without the water all the time. And not because, oh my God, it's Diet Van Winkle. Like, no, it's just this whiskey doesn't need the water.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see, like, when we have more weeded bourbons to try out, how water affects those ones too. I wonder if that'll just be a thing for us. You know what I mean? But where are you thinking on this one?
So it's hard, man, because like, to be honest, if you could find it at $50, I would almost say it's a 4.5, almost a 5. But how much did you say you got this for?
I paid $60, I think.
Okay, well that's also a steal. So I probably still rate it like at that price point at $60. I'd probably rate it at a solid 4. But I mean, at the average price of 150 to 200, maybe 300. Nah, I wouldn't go that high. I'd probably say it's like a 2.5 or 3 for that. But it's definitely very, very, very good. But it's not $300 worth. But it is very, very, very good. You know, I guess a way could relate it is, you know, like In-N-Out's very good, right? You're paying like, you know, $10 for your meal. It's very good for a $10 meal. Amazing. But it's not a gourmet burger. Like if you go to Gordon Ramsay's burger where it's $50 a meal, that's also a good burger, but it's a gourmet. It's worth that extra price. Where this is like an In-N-Out burger where it's like, it's amazing for the original price point it would have. Amazing. So that's the way I relate it.
I can kind of get behind that analogy. And to be fair, when I went to Gordon Ramsay Burger, I didn't pay because it was my bachelor party. So I don't know how much they cost. So to me, it's free. Carlos, where you at? I think this is a $30 to $40 bourbon. Like straight up. I don't think this is $60 worthy. I think even that was a little bit of a markup.
I think it's worth $60.
I think for the excitement around it, I think for the fact that you can never find it for that price, it's definitely fun to try. But at $60, I wouldn't replace this right away. Like if I finish this bottle and I finish that second bottle and I'm out and about and I haven't had it in a minute and I see it for 50 to 60, would I buy it? Yeah, probably. But I'm not like running out to go search for it again. Okay. So
good way to put it.
The price point on this one plays a little bit of a factor. Excuse me. Because I think it is at retail a little bit high even for its retail price point. Because if you can find the 12 at retail, it's $30. Like a 12-year-old bourbon at $30 is a damn good buy. Now, granted, it's Weller, so you can never find it. But for just being a little bit higher proof, that's a little bit kind of sticks in my craw a little bit, if you know what I mean. I think at 300, this is nowhere near a 5. Nowhere near 5. I think at the price point it's at, the proof point it's offering, the fact that it's a wheated bourbon, I will give it points for that because they're trying something different. I'm going to say this is a 3. I think it's a 3, and I think 3 is a fair rating for the price point that it's at for retail. I have to keep caveating that because somebody out there will be like, I got the number. But at retail price point, the proof that it's at, it's a 3. Like the flavors are good, but they are not like 4.5, 5 good at that price point. Because again, we've had some other bourbons that are 50 to 60 bucks. I've had scotches that are 50 to 60 bucks that are better than this. Again, for my palate. Like you may be like, I love wheated bourbons and I've never had a Weller. This sounds like it's right up my street. Go try it.
Yeah,
but
true.
Don't spend the obscene amount of money that people are asking for this. Like that's not what you should be paying for this, even by a long shot. Like I would say 80 is way too much of a stretch for this. 60 is a stretch for me. Like that's just how I'm viewing this. So it's a 3 for me. What'd you give it?
I give it a 4, but to be honest, like I give it a 4 even through $60. At $80 is when I'd start going down, like probably like a 3. But it is definitely good. It's definitely good.
It's still worth trying. Like if you're gonna pour at a bar, try that first.
Yeah.
Even though a pour at a bar is probably gonna run you $60.
I know, right?
So if you can find the bottle for 60 versus a pour for 60, get the bottle.
No, well,
that's just a no-brainer.
Scratch all that. You just gotta make whiskey friends and hope they have one. And hope they have one.
You come on by. You vaccinated?
Yeah. No.
Nonetheless, folks, hit us up in the comments. It's a 3 from me. It's a 4 from Caesar. I'm moving this train along. Let us know. Have you had the Weller Antique 107? Have you had any other Weller, including the B-Tac? Because if you do, hey, send us some. We just want a little taste. But nonetheless, folks, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We love interacting with you there. You got anything else you want to add to this dumpster fire? Stay safe and drink well, folks. All aboard. We'll catch you next time. Hey everybody, hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.